Welcome to the second episode of Drunk Powerscaling, the show where I hungoverly powerscale my favourite characters. With the release of The Boys Season 4 and the new Mortal Kombat 1 DLC, I think Homelander is the perfect character to cover here. Thankfully, this one shouldn't be too controversial, since Homelander is objectively the top of his verse, so scaling here should be relatively straightforward. So, who is the Homelander? Homelander was an alien infant who crash landed to Earth and was raised by his Earthling parents to master his innate powers in the pursuit of truth, justice, and the American way. In actuality, John was a baby raised as a lab rat, used by the government and trained to become the world's greatest superhero. Right out of the womb, he killed his mother and his doctors, is a severe megalomaniac who forces himself on women, would happily slaughter his teammates, and would happily leave innocents behind if they got in his way. His powers come from Compound V, a drug used in World War II. Homelander is the most powerful superhero under Vort's branding, helping to sell everything from toys, movies, video games, you name it. All with a smile on his face and a second family to help him, the Seven, who are every bit as brave as him and have taken down all sorts of world-ending threats as a team. In actuality, the Seven hate each other and all engage in illegal and morally disgusting practices, such as drug usage and killing children. Several of the threats the Seven have faced are just used for merch marketing. In reality, their biggest threat are the Boys, a group of individuals who have been hurt by Supes in the past, coming together to take them down once and for all. Perhaps his most admirable trait is his ability to keep his cool under any scenario, not letting anything shake his unbreakable resolve, and no bad guy escape his peacekeeping justice. In actuality, much of the blackmail used against John was fabricated by his teammate Black Noir, causing severe doubt over his own memories and sanity. Homelander's goal is to prove himself to Vought and himself, no matter who gets in his way. So, when you look up to the sky and see that glorious American flag, rest assured that the Homelander is watching and will save you no matter the cost. In actuality, you should piss and shit your pants if you see him, because you could just be another casualty in this psycho's quest for control. Let John be a lesson. If you give someone without a moral code power without consequence, you get the Homelander, the antithesis to all that is good on Earth.
You have chosen war with a god. No, you have.
In terms of equipment, Homelander's only piece is Compound V, the drug used to give him his powers to begin with. Usually it enhances the human body and mind up to 20 times. But Homelander likely got a much higher boost. When injected into a normal human, it gives them a random superpower, as well as making them shit blue. No, really. When injected by a human, it increases their power even further, and Homelander has taken advantage of this in the past. However, this does take a little bit of time to kick in, so using it mid-combat won't work. Now, let's move on to his superpowers.
You are the most insecure, most selfish—
Sticks and stones, Katana.
He has a unique physiology that gives him a longer lifespan. The actual strength of the superpowers given will depend on the user, but even Supes far weaker than John can shrug off high caliber bullets and intense blunt force trauma. And of course, since Homelander was engineered to be the king of the Supes in every stat, this makes him no exception, and will make scaling very easy later on. Of course, he can fly, use heat vision to melt any foe, he possesses a precise X-ray vision that he once used to see the fuel line of a helicopter, to spy on his boss, and spy on Queen Maeve. My indeed. He has tremendous auditory awareness, allowing him to detect sounds up to 200 kHz, all from miles away. He can detect your heartbeat, blood pressure, and the neurons firing in your brain with medical precision. He can literally act as a lie detector by smelling you. His sonic scream attacks can rupture the eardrums of dozens of people around him, Sindel style, and importantly, Compound V users get brought back to life if they do die, although this does not apply if their brains are destroyed. He also possesses a minor healing factor, such as when Queen Maeve scarred him and he healed within half an hour or so, although this is just an estimate. Now for the fun stuff. Let's talk feats.
Everyone has a freezing point. Take your best shot, Frosty.
He became the leader of the Seven and eventually Vought. He became the world's most famous superhero. He united the Supes and took over the White House. He killed the president. He easily defeated Queen Maeve. It's stated that only a nuclear bomb can put him down, although the show implies that they've already tried this, so that falls moot. But let's get specific, starting with his attack potency.
You boys okay?
He's said to be the strongest man in the whole world. He can slide his fingers through anything from solid titanium all the way to Nazi pus. He can casually crush humans into paste. He can one-shot Queen Maeve. His heat vision is strong enough to split a plane in half, burn Soldier Boy's skin, which can withstand oxyacetylene flames without any damage, cause small explosions, and take down another airplane. On top of that, he's said to be stronger than an anti-missile system. He's downed a plane with a football. He's flew through Professor Bonsai with ease. He's threw a baseball hundreds of kilometers away. He's flew through the tail of a plane and smashed it in half. He can hold bridges up scheduled for demolition. He can toss a fighter jet without breaking a sweat. He's stronger than this Supe terrorist that blew up a house. He's stronger than Vicor, who can punch through half an inch of sheet steel. He's stronger than Crimson Countess I, who can melt tanks. He's stronger than this nameless Supe that throws part of a lake. Stronger than A-Train, who smashed Robin into a wall. He's superior to the female, yes, that's Kimiko's name in the comic, who beat Tech Knight. He's matched Soldier Boy, and even gained the upper hand after Butcher joined him whilst juiced up with V. And Soldier Boy's blast can destroy multi-story buildings. Soldier Boy's blast barely did physical damage to Maeve, whilst Homelander easily overwhelmed her. He's superior to the Nubians, who created a storm via sex. He's superior to the Great Wide Wonder, who can part clouds. And he's superior to Stormfront, who can create tidal waves and hurricanes powerful enough to wipe out entire towns and villages. So I personally believe that all of these feats in scaling are okay to give Homelander, placing him solidly at city level in power. Well, that took a while. Let's speed things up with, well, speed.
Oh no. I'm the upgrade.
He can fly alongside jets and other aircrafts. He's faster than Teenage Kicks, who can outrun a leopard. He's claimed to have broken the sound barrier as a child. He once had his speed recorded at Mach 1.51, even though this wasn't his top speed. He's faster than Tech Knight, who can reach speeds of up to 253 kilometers per hour. He's faster than Stormfront's sonic booms. He's faster than Huey, who can dodge shout-out electricity and dodge explosions. He should scale to A-Train, who can run at Mach 3 and move faster than a starlight could see. He can ejaculate faster than sound, to the point where it literally exploded his partner. And no, I am not showing that. He saved himself and Butcher from a C4 explosion. He flew from New York to Washington DC in a short amount of time. In a related note, he flew from Washington DC to Hollywood in a short amount of time. He's faster than the Great Wide Wonder, who can fly into orbit. He's faster than the Boys, who can dodge Stormfront's lightning. He's faster than Groundhawk, who can dodge Nubia's lightning. Now, this last one's very iffy, but Butcher states that some Supes, so Homelander definitely included, can fly all the way to the moon, and Homelander can survive in space, so he claims. He also claims some can outrun tachyons. So personally, I'd say the Groundhawk scaling is fine, making Homelander at bare minimum massively hypersonic. And if you buy Butcher's moon and tachyon claim, Homelander could at his peak be light speed, which isn't too unreasonable, I guess. Now for our final category, let's talk durability.
I am the Homelander. I'm the Homelander. I'm the Homelander. I'm the Homelander. And I can do whatever the fuck I want.
He's completely unfazed from gunfire. He's tanked Queen Maeve throwing someone at him. He's been crushed by a bus and a mountain of rubble and got out just fine. He's superior to Maeve, who was unfazed by getting hit by an armored truck. He can survive the vacuum of space, supposedly. He's superior to Butcher, who survived a large shockwave. He survived a point-blank explosion that leveled the chemical plant. He scales to the Deep, who survived a direct hit from a plane. He scales to Jack from Jupiter, who claims that an anti-tank round couldn't pierce his skin, although we have no proof of this. And he should scale to Black Noir, who walked out of a jet explosion like it was nothing. Vought themselves claim they've dropped everything on him, which should include nukes as powerful as the Tsar bomb. Butcher himself claims that Homelander can swim across the sun, although this is likely just hyperbole. But he also mentions in the same sentence that Homelander can dodge bullets, which is, of course, is completely reasonable. Okay, this one is the trickiest. At minimum, he should be around small town level. The nuke scaling, I've heard controversy around it. The nuke scaling from Vought is a bit iffy, since they could have been exaggerating just to get Homelander into the military, although this is in the show and not the comics. Two different continuities. But considering Homelander is consistently at city level in power, it's not unreasonable to place him at city level in durability. Now, the swim across the sun thing, yeah, that's bullshit. So, small town or city level for durability. Take your pick.
What do you think, Debbie? Aw, she's shy. So, do we have an understanding? Get the fuck out of my country.
And with that, we're done with this relatively easy episode. Homelander looks kinda uninspired in MK1, which is really unfortunate since he was my most anticipated character for the combat pack. And The Boys feels like it needs to wrap up in Season 5, although Season 4 is bound to be great, don't get me wrong. Let me know if there's anything here you disagree with, or if there's anything you wish to add. So, stay safe, and as always, be excellent to each other.
After I'm done with you, I'm gonna flashpoint that little shit son of yours! This worthless neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!